Yes, I think the problem is visible. Do you
Yes,
find
sir.
the current flowing through 5 ohm resistor using Norton's theorem? So, take this problem, and the current I is marked in your circuit. You have two voltage source 10 ohm, 5 ohm, 10 volt, 5 volt, and three resistors 5 ohm, 10 ohm, and 5 ohm. Okay, so we are going to find the current passing through this middle resistance 5 ohms. This 5 ohms, we are going to find the current using Norton's theorem. See, again, you can find the current using KVL, KCL, Thevenin's, Norton, superposition, any method you can follow, but specifically they have given find it using Norton's theorem. So we are going to apply Norton's theorem. So this circuit is given and this 5 ohms is given. Step one, you see, step one is same as Thevenin's theorem. Remove the 5 ohm load resistor, replace the voltage source by short circuit, and find Rn. And you have to use the appropriate terminologies. If it is not on theorem, don't use RTH. You have to use only RN. So that will be strictly seen in your answer. Actually, there is no difference in writing it by RN and RTH, but since it is specifically we are using Norton theorem, it is good if we write RN. Yes, please draw the circuit with these conditions. Step one. We have been doing this for all the Thevenin theorem problems, right? Same thing. Voltage source you will be replacing it by short, and current source you will be replacing it by open. And find Rn. Find the Norton resistance Rn. We don't think Rn is very different from RTH. Rn and RTH are same. Only the way of writing is different. Computing Rn or RTH is going to be exactly similar only. Okay. I see. I have drawn the diagram. See, this terminal will be open. First thing, remove the load. So 5 ohm is removed. Short circuit the voltage source. See here, 10 volt is short circuited. 5 volt is short circuited. Across this terminal, I am going to find Rn. And I told you the logic, assume an voltage source is there here. So current coming out of the voltage source will split into two. When current is splitting, I told you the resistance are going to be series or parallel.
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 So what should be Rn?
5 parallel 10.
Yes, see, I have redrawn the diagram, taking it the other way. The redrawing the diagram is just for my understanding. You need not redraw. If you are able to identify Rn directly from this circuit, well and good. If you redraw, it is for your better understanding. Okay, this is not mandatory. The Rn will be 5 parallel to 10, 3.33 ohms. Is everybody understanding this Rn? Again, don't think Rn is something different. We are denoting it by Rn to differentiate Thevenin's theorem and Norton's theorem, nothing else. Anybody is having doubt in computing Rn? Simple logic, as I said, across the removed terminals, assume a battery is there. If a battery is there, assume how the current is going to the rest of the circuit. So the total current will be coming out. It will be splitting across 10 ohm and 5 ohm. So you know when current is going to split, the network is going to be in, the elements are going to be in parallel. So the resistance will be 5 parallel to 10, which will be 3.33 ohms. This is going to be your Norton resistance of the circuit.
Sir,
Yes,
sir, till this it is like Thevenin's no, sir. Instead of
yes,
RTH, we are like we are writing RN no, sir.
yes. Nothing is different. We are just denoting it by Rn, but it is not. We are doing the same step one as per Thevenin's theorem only. Nothing
Okay, sir.
different. Yeah. Step two, see, we will be doing the one part. We'll be doing it same. We'll be adding back the sources, and we'll be leaving the terminals open in Thevenin's theorem, right? But here, what we will do, we'll be short circuiting the terminals, and through the short circuited terminals, I'm going to find what is the current. That current is going to be your IN. You're able to understand the difference? Thevenin's theorem, this will still be open, and we'll be finding the voltage across these 2 points. We call it as VTH. But in Norton's theorem, what I'm going to do, I'm going to short the terminals where the load was present, and I'm going to find the current through that shorted terminal. So I'm going to name the current as IN. IN means it is a short circuit current flowing through the removed load. So see the diagram. I have short circuited here and here. So I'm adding that voltage source back 10 volt and 5 volt. I'm adding it. And this is my removed portion. And here what I'm doing, I'm going to short circuit my removed portion. And you know the current will flow if the loop is closed. So through this short circuit, some current should flow. I'm going to denote that current as IN, not Norton's current. Our goal is to find this IN. Yes, how can you find this IN? I am using a simple, you can see two loops here. So I'm going to use a simple KVL to find out IN. So I'm assuming, see, from 10 volt, current will be flowing like this. From 5 volt, current will be flowing like this. So I assume one current is clockwise, one current is anti-clockwise. See, it is not a hard and fast rule that you should assume current only in the direction what I have assumed. You can assume it anyways, but logically, if you assume it correctly, you will not get negative current answers. You can avoid confusion there. So I am assumed current in loop 1 I1 is flowing in clockwise direction, and current in loop 2 I2 is flowing in anti-clockwise direction. So write the KVL equation for loop 1. Mithun, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Can you say
Yes,
the
sir.
KVL equation for loop 1?
1 second, sir. I'll say.
Yeah. Yes, you can see the screen and say the diagram is there on the screen. You need not work it out. You can do it later. Others, please come write the equation for loop 1 and loop 2. Solve and find I1 and I2. And have your answers ready.
Sir,
Yeah.
can we do it by source transformation, sir?
Any way you do, I want this current. Any method you can follow. I want only this.
Finally, I'm getting 2.5, sir.
The answer is 2.5. Yes. Yes, you are right. And that's what I said. The goal is to find IN. You need not use the method which I have shown here. You can use your own method. The answers will be same anyway. The final answers will be same. Even you can do by Kirchhoff's current law also. This will be a node. You can do that. Even you have two sources, you can use superposition theorem also for that. You can do like that also. Any method you can follow. Yes, Mithun, you are saying the answer.
So using current division technique, I is equal to total current into opposite resistance by opposite resistance plus that resistance, which gives I is equal to 2.5 into 3.33 by 3.33 plus 5, so which I equal
No,
to.
I am asking you. I am not asking you the final answer. I am asking you this loop equation.
Oh, okay, so I'll say it's 10 minus 5 I1 is equal to 0, so I1 is equal to 2 amperes.
Okay.
And the second loop equation is 5 minus 10 I2 is equal to 0, which gives I2 is equal to 0.5 ampere.
Okay, and what is IN?
IN is equal to I1 plus I2, which gives 2.5 amperes.
Why I1 plus I2? Why should not be I1 minus I2?
So because
Maybe it's along the same direction, sir. So
It's not maybe, it is for sure, right? See, IN is flowing from top to bottom. I1 is also flowing from top to bottom. I2 is also flowing in the same direction. So naturally, IN should be
flowing
equal to
through IN. So
sum of currents I1 plus I2. If we have assumed the current in the reverse direction, then IN will be equal to I1 minus I2 or I2 minus I1, depending on which is going to be larger. But since we have assumed the direction of current flow is going to be same, so IN will be equal to I1 plus I2. Okay, so if you add both, you get 2.5 amperes. Now draw the Norton's equivalent circuit. The 2.5 amperes current source parallel to Rn. Rn is 3.33 ohms. Now you have to add back your load. Your load is 5 ohms. See, the first step, we have removed this 5 ohms load, right? So add it back. Only in the last step, we are adding it back. Add it back and mark the current as I. Now we are going to find what is I. We need to find the current through 5 ohms. So total current, opposite resistance, use current division technique and find I. So total current into opposite height is 5 ohms, opposite resistance is 3.33 divided by opposite resistance plus that resistance. So I current through 5 ohms is approximately 1 amperes you will get. Please check whether the answer is same. See, definitely this circuit is must. After finding Rn and In, you have to draw the equivalent circuit of Thevenin's or Norton's, and then only we should proceed with what is asked for you. See, some questions they will just ask find the Norton's equivalent resistance across these terminals. In that case, your answer will end with drawing the circuit across the terminals and stop. But here, since they have asked find the current through 5 ohms, you have to extend for one more step and find the current through 5 ohms using current division technique or voltage division technique. Whatever technique you want, you have to find. Anybody is having doubts, you can ask. And I again say you cannot, if you don't understand circuit theory, if you cannot understand these things, you cannot do it in exams. So you should be thorough in KVL and KCL. If you don't take the problems which I give you daily seriously and work it out, you will not be able to do anything in your exams. And if internal marks goes down, don't blame me. It's because of you. Assignments, I have got all correct answers, but I'm not sure if you can repeat the same thing in your CAT exam also. The CAT exam only I can really test your understanding. Practice, practice, practice. That is the only way to become confident in circuits. Otherwise, you cannot mug up these circuits. You cannot mug up anything. Everything is dynamic. Questions also will be changing. You will not get the same questions in exam also. So please understand that. Is this clear for everyone? Norton's theorem. We have seen one problem in Norton's theorem. How to find current through a resistance using Norton's theorem. And this current, whatever you find using Norton's theorem or using Thevenin's theorem, any method you find, the answer will be same. Let me check if we have found, if we have done the same problem using Thevenin's theorem. I don't think we did. No, we did not. Okay, that's fine. Anyways, you can, this homework for these type of problems will be whatever problem we are doing in Norton, you have to do it in Thevenin's and see whether the answer is correct. That's how you cross check your answer. So whatever problems we are going to see in Norton's theorem, once again you do the same thing in Thevenin's theorem and you will see whether the answer is same. So in that way, what you will be doing, you can understand both Thevenin's theorem and Norton's theorem easily. You can relate both the theorems easily. Is this fine to everyone? Shall we go to the next problem or you have any doubts? Is this Norton's theorem clear to everyone?